If you gave your money to Ojukwu, your Nigerian pounds, and you collected Biafran pounds, and now you need the money back, who to go to? You don't come to me, you go to the person you gave the money. Fair enough. One. Number two, if your money you actually did have Nigerian pounds and it's inside the bank, right? What you needed to do was to show the document, your passbooks, and then of course the bank also has to have their own record, the ledgers, and then you get your money back. Did that happen? It did. Do we have examples of such? We do. Let me play one example of such. Please take a listen to this.
For that £6,000 that was left in the money, my father discovered it 6 months after the war, when the manager of Barclays Bank then, which is now Union Bank, called him and revealed to him that he had £6,000 plus interest, which were not tampered with during the course of the war. My dad then decided to buy a Mercedes lorry bus. That time in the southeast, all the vehicles that were there had been used during the war, and many had been cannibalized, and the few that survived were smoking or hardly in any good condition to traverse state territories. There was no farming throughout the war, and a lot of people who were compressed in few communities where the war did not reach did not have enough food cultivated in those communities to sustain them. So all the food that were coming to the east were brought from the west and the north, principally from the north. And so all the transporters had it.
We're going to have the full video when we're going to have a session soon, Awolowo and Biafra. That man was not the only one who got £6,000 apart from interest. Barclays Bank called his father. This is Nyanwodo. Barclays Bank called his father and told him, listen, you have money in the bank, interest. This was 6 months after the war. So this idea that they just gave us £20, they didn't even like us, they just gave us £20. Number one, you did not issue, a cheerful giver. And let's make something very clear. When we have the session, I'm going to give you all the details. Most of that money, if not all, came from the western region. When that time comes, when we're having a session on Awolowo and the Biafra, I'm going to, put all those things out. But let me just finish this one. Okorere wasn't affected by the monetary policy, as she had taken out all her money from the bank at the start of the war, and thus had Nigerian pounds to convert to the new Nigerian currency, the Naira. This woman did not leave her money in the bank. This woman did not convert her money to Biafran pounds. Therefore, when it was time to change to Naira, she had the Nigerian pounds to convert to Naira. People don't mention these things, and we don't say anything because we want one Nigeria. I want one Nigeria in truth and in peace and honesty, not in all these lies and propaganda and blackmail. It's tiring. Nigeria did not owe Biafrans any money. The £20 policy is an ex-gratia payment. It's a gift. But we'll talk about that. We got into this because somebody was talking about we're talking about Biafran pounds and stuff. But I promise we're going to have a full session on this, and we'll get into other details. For instance, there's a longer video from Nyanwodo when he talks about what happened to his dad. And then, of course, we'll be focusing on that, and I'll be reading the document by Papa as well to establish some of the points. So yeah, that will be then. For today, let's go back to where we're coming from.